In the ancient land of Egypt, a grandiose saga of gods and mortals comes to life. This is the myth of Osiris, Isis, and Horus. Osiris, the benevolent king of Egypt, governed his realm with wisdom and justice. He was a ruler loved by all, with a heart as vast as the Nile. However, not everyone was pleased with his rule. His jealous brother, Set, the god of chaos, storms, and warfare, was not content with his brother's reign. Set was overcome with resentment and harbored a deep-seated desire to usurp the throne. He concocted a sinister plan, filled with deceit and treachery. He tricked Osiris into entering a beautifully crafted coffin under the guise of a game, and in a horrific act of fratricide, Set murdered Osiris, dismembered and scattered his body pieces across Egypt. Isis, the divine goddess of magic and fertility, who was Osiris's wife, was devastated by the cruel loss of her beloved. Her heart ached at the treachery of Set, and she refused to let his heinous act be the end of Osiris. Thus began her quest to find and resurrect her husband. She embarked on a tireless journey, traveling across the sands of Egypt, leaving no stone unturned in her search. Using her powerful magic and relentless determination, she gradually collected the pieces of Osiris's body. In a remarkable feat of magic and love, Isis succeeded in bringing him back to life, albeit temporarily, for one last union. Their love resulted in the birth of Horus, the falcon-headed god of the sky and the royal protector of Egypt. As an infant, Horus was hidden the reeds of the Nile to protect him from his uncle Set. When he grew, he was said to be the embodiment of his father, Osiris, reborn. Strong, majestic, and just like his father, Horus represented a new hope for Egypt. Just like every pharaoh after him, Horus was believed to carry the divine bloodline of the gods, symbolizing the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Now, let us journey beyond the ancient sands of Egypt and explore the parallels with another tale, one from a different time and place. In the Bible, we find the story of Jesus, the Son of God, and his miraculous birth. It is said that Jesus was conceived by the Holy Spirit and born of the Virgin Mary, without the touch of a mortal man. This immaculate conception draws striking similarities to the magical birth of Horus, where Isis, a goddess, conceived him with the resurrected Osiris. Furthermore, both Jesus and Horus were seen as the embodiment of their fathers. Jesus proclaimed that he and his father were one, just as Horus was believed to be the rebirth of his father Osiris. Both Jesus and Osiris were considered kings, not of this world, but of the afterlife. They held a divine authority that transcended mortal realms. And finally, we come to the resurrection. Jesus, after his crucifixion, rose from the dead, conquering death itself. Similarly, Osiris, after being brought back to life by Isis, became the ruler of the underworld, guiding the souls of the departed. In this dark and mysterious tale, we find echoes of a shared mythology, where gods and mortals intertwine. The myth of Osiris, Isis, and Horus, and the story of Jesus reveal a deeper connection between ancient Egypt and the biblical narrative. For part 9 of this series, I asked artificial intelligence to teach about the similarities of the lifetime of Jesus, Abraham, and Moses in the Bible, as well as another famous lifetime described in ancient texts. It'll have you asking yourself if these were all the same story, just told in slightly different ways, in different times with different names. Or were each of these lifetimes reorganizations of lifetimes of similar players, actors taking the stage once again to eventually prove a point to the world when the world was finally ready to understand how this was happening through the planning of the collective unconscious and why. Stay tuned as the plot thickened in the newest reorganizations' lifetimes that were planned and executed through the collective unconscious and its players.